Guys, are you ready for kind of a weird DJI Mini 4 Pro video? Ask Dwight, is he ready? I don't think he's ready. A few weeks ago we did the DJI Fly App 1.16.0 Fly App update video with Dwight, our DJI Mini 4 Pro. And guess what? I screwed a lot of stuff up on that. Well, one of the first things I screwed up on was I had some problems getting the Fly App update and things to update on this because Dwight kept going into eco mode and kept overheating and shutting the update down. Now the Fly App update went through, but it was the Fly Safe update that I couldn't get to work. Now from what I understand, the Fly Safe app, if you update it, will allow you to not have the GeoZone enforced. So you won't have any restrictions on your GeoZones anymore. And I kind of like that. I know a lot of people are against it, but I kind of think it's cool. But that's what this video is about. We're going to try to get the Fly Safe update updated, and we're going to see if the GeoZones is going to work or not. We may have accidentally come across a solution to prevent Dwight from going into that eco mode and preventing this update from happening. Basically, the solution is this. If you have Dwight sitting there getting an update and he's getting hot, just put a fan on him to help keep him cool. Well, you know, these controllers, these RC2 controllers have a built-in fan. So my question is, DJI, why doesn't the DJI Mini 4 Pro have a built-in fan? It can't be that heavy. That would probably solve the problem for a lot of people. I want to thank all of you guys for suggesting the fan. However, there was a suggestion that came up that I think might one-up that. So let me scroll up here and find this comment here. Where's the comment? Oh, there it is. Okay, I got the comment, but I want to show you guys something real quick before I read this. I bet the majority of you guys watching this video have no idea what this is. Well, this is the Set Power RV65, I think it's RV65D fridge. It's a dual zone refrigerator that we reviewed several weeks ago. And I think this might be the solution over the fan. Well, on the review video for the fridge, we got a comment from Astro and Remy. He says, did the fridge keep the drone cool so it would stay out of eco mode when you tried to update it? That is a fantastic idea. So Dwight is fixing to go inside this refrigerator, and I'm going to see if that's going to be enough to keep him cool to do this update. Will it work? Probably not. Is this test stupid? Probably so. I've got the fridge actually set to 50 degrees. I'm not really sure why it's showing 41 degrees. It got cold fast for some reason. But I got it, there's our awesome cup. I got it plugged in to an outlet over here to shore power. So it's not going to run out of power. I've also got a power station here that I want to run a second thing, or I want to do a second thing with after we do this update. I'm going to open this fridge up and make sure that it's cold inside. And man, it is. I can feel it. It's already cold. So we'll close that back up and we'll get the drone all started and the controller ready to go. So how do you do these updates? I kind of forget. All right, so I got to get the controller started here. I'll let that set for a second, and then I'm going to turn Dwight on. So we got both things are starting up. I'm just going to set him. Let me set him over here. I'll set him over here. There. I got him sitting beside me. I think that'll be okay. But while this is booting up, I got to make sure too that it's connected to our internet, and our internet is bad. So this update might work, it might not work. So Dwight's looking at the business end of that refrigerator right there, and also our awesome cup. Let me get that turned around a little bit so you can see it. And what I want to do is I want to hit this arrow, go back, and it says Fly Safe requires update. Actually, what I need to do is I need to make sure that we're connected to the internet. So now that we're connected to the internet, I know that for sure this update is not going to work. All right, let me go back to the main screen here, and it says Fly Safe requires update. So let me do this. Let me get Dwight inside the refrigerator, see if we can maintain a connection, and then I'll hit update. All right, Dwight, you ready for this? I'm just going to set you right there so you're going to be nice and cool, and we'll keep your temperature down. So there's Dwight. Dwight's sitting inside the refrigerator. Should we close the door? I don't want to make him feel like he's in a coffin. Yeah, we'll close the door for now and see if he can keep his signal. Okay, so let's go fly. Oops, that's not what I want to do. I don't want to go fly. Look at this. What kind of a view is that? Oh, he's blinking his lights. That's pretty funny. So it says calibration required. We're not going to worry about that. I'm going to go back to the main screen here and hit update, and we'll see what happens. Downloading Fly Safe data. Let me click on more. So it's updating. Now, if I don't stop the screen recording before it reaches the end, I'll lose the screen recording. So I'm going to stop the screen recording when it gets to about 40% because I don't know how fast it's going to actually update at that point. It says fly safe data is designed to help pilots better understand flight risks. Well, thank you for that. So while this updates, we'll play some elevator music. I stopped the screen recording at 37%. Are you guys seeing this? It's saying update successful. It looks kind of blurry on the screen, but I think we did it. I think that actually worked. Let me pull Dwight out and make sure he's still alive. Yeah, he's still alive. Let me see if he's cold to the touch. Oh, he's cold to the touch. Dwight, I know that was probably pretty scary, but I really appreciate you being such a good sport. One of the weirdest parts about this update is it didn't restart the controller or the drone. So I'm not sure if the Fly Safe database update is in effect now or if I've got to restart the drone. Now, we're not going to be flying today. We're going to be flying tomorrow. So I've got to turn the drone off anyway, so I guess we'll never know. Well, guys, I got the screen recording back up here, and it says Fly Safe data updated successfully. We may have done something right for once. Anyway, guys, there is one more thing I want to test out with this refrigerator before we go fly the drone. I think you're going to be interested in seeing this. If you're not interested in seeing this, just skip to the flight. Ouch! Man, that thing got me. I'm bleeding. All right, guys, well, seriously, if you haven't seen the review on this Set Power RV65D fridge, I want you to check it out. I'll put a link in the description, and I'll also put a card up here in the corner. But there's a couple of things I wanted to look at real quick before we, I guess, go for this drone test. And it's got to be drone related, otherwise it wouldn't be good for this video, right? Anyway, do you guys see these two ports over here? These are USB-A ports. And you're supposed to be able to charge things when the refrigerator is in operation. Well, that's all well and good, but I have a question about the power consumption. Will that increase the power consumption coming out of a power station, or will it stay the same and just steal power that the refrigerator is using? I don't know, let's check that out. As you can see, I've got the temperature turned down to 0 here, and it's running the fan, which is over there. But I've got it plugged into the power station here to see how much power it's using. It's using about 60 watts or so, 59, 60 watts, in order to cool the refrigerator right now. I don't have the batteries plugged in right now, so it's using around 60 watts. Let's plug the batteries in to the USB-A outlet up here. And I'm surprised I did not have that upside down. And let's see, once the batteries start to charge, if it increases the number that's coming out of the power station or if it's stealing power from the refrigerator. So right now it's starting to charge. You can tell by the slowly blinking lights. That's a really slow charge. But let's go down here to the power station and see, yep, it increased. It's taken pretty much about 13, 14 watts in addition from the power station to the refrigerator. So that's pretty cool. I'd say that's a good thing just simply because now the fridge is staying on par with trying to keep cool. It's not having to work harder in order to keep cool. Anyway, one more thing I wanted to mention here is this Anderson style outlet right here. What this outlet does, if you have a Anderson cable that you can plug into here, this will power a higher power device than just something that you can charge with USB-A. This will charge another stronger device through this refrigerator through that Anderson cable, which is pretty nice. They also sell a cable that has this outlet here, which plugs into the DC side of the refrigerator, and it has an Anderson style connector on the other end, so you can power it directly from a battery if you have a setup like that. All right, guys, well, enough refrigerator talk. Astro and Remy, thanks for the suggestion. I appreciate it. I think it worked out really, really well. Now let's go fly this drone and see if we got rid of those GeoZones. And just like that, it's 3 days later. I've been dodging some rain. Uh-oh, that's not good. Man, that really, really sucks. I picked a couple of different places to fly today. One, I know for sure you're not supposed to fly at. And the second one is a known GeoZone that I tried to fly at once before. Well, I actually flew there once before, but when I went back, it was a GeoZone and I couldn't even lift off. Well, yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway, this first spot, you're not gonna believe where we're going. I'll give you a hint. We're in St. Augustine, Florida. Guys, take a look at that sign. Oh yeah, this is where we're at. I hope I don't get arrested for this. I'm gonna pull in, we're back in right here so I can watch my front. Well guys, I'm not really gonna fly here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull Dwight out of the bag and I'm gonna see if he'll start up in my truck while I'm sitting here at the airport parking lot. Is it smart? Probably not, but I learned it from somebody. Anyway, let's get Dwight out here and get him all ready to go, or to not go. I wonder if as soon as I turn this on, the SWAT team is gonna come out of that building. Uh-oh, there's a guy looking at me. Well, let me show you guys on my phone where we are. Maybe you'll believe me. So right here is the blue dot. That's where we are right now. I'll put a pop-up up here that's live with this so you can see. But we are in what people would call a no-fly space. So I don't even think, with these GeoZones being removed or whatever, I don't think that Dwight's even gonna start up. So if he starts up, that would be scary. However, if he does start up, I couldn't be dinged for a flight because I'm inside of a vehicle. Anyway, I'm gonna get the controller turned on, and it's probably gonna send out some sort of a signal immediately. I'm gonna get Dwight turned on, but it's gonna send out some sort of a signal immediately that there's somebody here flying a drone that's not authorized. I got all my stuff moved out of the way so you can see Dwight. I'm gonna kind of scoot over this way, but let me get the screen recording started here on the screen controller, or remote controller. Let's not go to the pokey. So we have 0 satellites. I don't know if we're even gonna gain any satellites here. Probably not. What? No satellites, take off with caution. Are you telling me that there's a chance that he could take off? So we've got 8 satellites sitting in front of the airport. I think that once we get up to 15 satellites is when his home point's updated, so that's when I'll go ahead and take off. But you know what, I could take off now, or I could start the motors now because I'm not gonna take off. All I'm trying to figure out here is if he'll start up in this no-fly area, because I don't think he should. All right, Dwight, are you ready? He's shaking his head yes. All right, so we're there, we're almost there. Tell me the home point's been updated, lady. Come on, Martha. That guy right there looks official. I might wanna wait till he walks past. So we've got 18 satellites, but she hasn't updated the home point yet. Oh, there we go. All right, it says aircraft in enhanced warning zone, fly with caution. The UAS facility, blah, blah, blah. I agree to assume liability for flying in this area. I'm gonna go ahead and click confirm. Does that mean we're all clear? I'm gonna start it up and see what happens. I'm gonna move him over. So I'm just pulling the sticks together, and if he starts up, great, I'm not taking off, and I'm gonna just shut him right back down. There's a guy right beside me now. All right, let's do this anyway. Pulling the sticks together right now. Holy crap! Do you believe that? GeoZone nearby flight restriction in effect. Entering this area may interrupt. See, that message comes up all the time with these GeoZones. So I don't know for sure if the GeoZones are removed. The next spot that we go to will definitely tell us. I'm gonna get this shut down before the SWAT team shows up. I'm thinking that we just proved that we could fly directly at the airport in the no-fly zone if we had the proper positions from the proper authorities. I don't know. I have to look into that. Not that I'm ever going to do it, but it sure would be nice to know. All right, let's get to the second spot. This is a known GeoZone, so I'm going to try to lift off and fly through it and see what happens there. Be ready to be amazed. Wasn't that fun? All right, guys. Well, now we're pulling up to our second spot. Some of you may recognize this from a previous video that we did where we went over and we shot the cross. Well, this apparently has ended up being a GeoZone. One main issue here is that I got to get Lance clearance, so let me get that taken care of before we start. Because if I can't get Lance clearance, then I'm pretty much screwed, right? Opening up the air control app here, you guys can see where we were. We were up there, and now we're down here. This is a 400-foot clearance area, so we should have no problems flying here. But the last time I came here to get really good footage of that cross, I wasn't able to get over there because about 1,000 feet in or so, I hit a GeoZone and wasn't able to proceed any further. Well, anyway, we're up here at the boat ramp, and the cross is going to be down this way. Now, we're not going to go all the way down there because that's a pretty long distance. But I do want to see if I can get past the 1,000-foot mark. So I'm going to get Lance approval here. Let me go to Lance. We got a thing here on our text message that says, request approved, authorized by the FAA. So I just have to be careful. Okay, well, I'm going to get Dwight all started up again, and we're going to get him out on the back of the truck, and we're just going to go for a straight flight and see what happens. Oh, no. Hopefully that audio is okay because my microphone was down here. Anyway, Dwight's thinking 2 flights in a day. Actually, that first one shouldn't count, right?
Home point updated.
Oh, wow, the home point was updated already. Well, since the home point's been updated, I'm going to get Dwight on the back of the truck. I'm not even going to put a landing pad out there this time. All right, Dwight, there you go. I just realized how windy it is. Let me check air data and see what the... Whoops, that's the wrong button. Check air data here and see what the stats are. Right now it says the wind is only 10 miles an hour, so gusts are at 10. But that's at the ground level. Let me check and see. Well, yeah, it's not too bad. It'll be all right. All right, so we've got the home point updated. We got 23 satellites. Make sure that the back camera is recording. Dwight's actually facing back away from me right now, so whenever he comes back home to land, he's going to orient himself that way to look into the parking lot instead of looking up here at us. But you guys see in the picture how the tonneau cover's moving there. I'm surprised that, I guess I'm not really surprised. Scratch that. Let me get Dwight started here. Let me pull the sticks together, and we'll get him lifted up in the air. It says that we're in a warning zone, so I'm going to hit OK. So I got past that. Let me just raise him up and let him float there for a second. It says the home point's been updated. He's turning or he has turned. I don't know if that was just now. Low visibility. I think we have the right visibility. I just checked all that. But he's kind of moving in the wind, if you guys can see in the camera there. But let me get him turned around to look at the back of the truck here. Now, do you guys see the cross in the distance there? Let me raise him up 22 feet so we can get his home point locked in. But do you guys see all the way back in there is the cross? Let me zoom in just a little bit here, if I can remember how to do that. There you go. Pull the gimbal up. But that's the cross that we're heading towards. And it's a couple of thousand feet away or so. It's actually a little bit more than that, I think. So we're not going to make it all the way to the cross. But if we can make it past 1,000 feet, then this GeoZone thing is definitely been addressed. Let me pull the gimbal back down here. I'm going to raise up to like 110 feet or so. We're not going to lose signal, so I don't have to be up that high. Actually, I think this is probably high enough, maybe 75 feet or 80 feet. So let's just go straight forward here and see what happens. We're in normal mode, guys, so you know we're going 27 miles an hour, and he's heading straight for that cross. So we're almost halfway there already. Well, halfway to the 500 or halfway to the 1,000. But so far we've had nothing pop up. There's been no warnings pop up that says GeoZone nearby other than that first initial part. But I'm not sure if that was really relating to a GeoZone or if it was just telling us that we're in controlled area. But all right, well, guess what? We've made it past the 1,000 foot mark and we've had absolutely no interruptions. So we've made it out to 1,400 feet and we're pretty much out to 1,500 feet where we normally go. And wow. Now I could find a different parking spot and I could get better video of this cross, and I might do that later on now that I know that we're safe to do it. But I think that we just had a result here, guys. I'm going to get Dwight back home. We'll have him do a return to home test and see where he lands on the bed of the truck. Then we'll have a little conclusion. So let me hit return to home. I don't want to hit power. I almost hit the power button. Let's get him home. Guys, I'm not sure if you can see this, but he's having some problems, I think, getting back. He's only going 14, 15 miles an hour. And normally he comes back at 29, 27, 29. I'm going to put the GoPro up on him so you can see how he's angled. Yeah, he's fighting the wind, but he's doing a good job. He's getting home. There he is. He's pretty much right over top of us. He's going to pull his gimbal down. So I'm going to see where he's at on top of the truck here. He's way off. Now I've got my thumb on the cancel button, so whenever I have to cancel him, I will. But yeah, that's not a very good result there, Dwight. You didn't do very good, buddy. I'm going to stop you because you're not fixing your location here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and hit stop. I'm going to get him landed myself. Did all the radio waves around here screw you up or what? All right, buddy, go ahead and land for me. Come on. Don't be weird. I need you to land. There you go. There you go. Good job. Well, guys, I don't know about you, but to me, that's a huge relief knowing that I can go fly where I want, when I want, as long as I have the proper approvals through Lance. I know this isn't a free-for-all, but it definitely opens up a lot of possibilities for us as drone pilots, for DJI to go ahead and wash their hands of this. So thanks, DJI. That's one good thing that you've done for us lately. I guess I just have to accept the fact that not everything DJI does is bad. All right, guys. Well, with all that said, I want to thank you for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. Have a great week. God bless.